Hello, how are you? My name's Samantha and this is the Khaos Kismet podcast. This is my place on the internet where I talk about all the crafty things that I have been up to. Usually I am primarily a crocheter, but I do also knit, cross stitch, sew and just whatever else takes my fancy. Anywhere that you can find me on the internet will be down below. I will try and link anything or anybody that I speak about. If I forget anything, just drop my message, let me know if you need more information on anything. Again, just drop me a message, let me know, and I will do my best to help. We are currently recording quite late at night for a few reasons. Partly because the kids are off on holiday still. They're off on holiday for another 2 weeks, I think it is, before they go back. They go back a week earlier here than they do where we lived before, which is a little weird, but they still have about another 2 weeks off. So I didn't want to record while the kids are running about doing children things, which basically means every 3 seconds coming and going, Mom, Mom, you know, the joys. They're 10 and 13, so they're like old enough to do stuff by themselves, but young enough that they still need me to be involved, which is nice, but also not very conducive to recording. So there is that, but also it's been so hot today. It was like 32 degrees and I do not deal well with the heat and I am still absolutely melting. I think, what's the temperature now? It is 10:15 at night and it is, let's see, what are we at now? Oh, it's dropped down to 22. That's nice. It's going to be 31 again tomorrow though. So I've got the thing on my phone for it. I do not do well with the heat. It's not that I dislike it being warm, it's just my body just doesn't cope with it. I get very sweaty and sticky and icky and tired. And when I get tired I get grumpy. So better off living somewhere cold. Anyway. Right. So it's 18 minutes past 10. So I'm going to try and get this done. I was going to just leave it until tomorrow, but I thought tomorrow I'm super busy tomorrow, and the same thing with the kids will still apply. I'll still have the kids here, so I won't be able to record till tomorrow night, and I'm very busy tomorrow night as well. So here we are. Listen to me waffle at night time with dodgy lighting. I'm sorry. Hopefully you'll still be able to see stuff. I don't have a massive amount of things to show you. I've got a bit of crochet, a bit of knitting, a bit of cross stitch, and a bit of sewing. But it's all just small amounts of each. I don't think I have any finishes this week. No, I don't have any finishes this week. Because I've just been non-stop rushed off my feet. I've been trying to, if you follow me on Instagram, if you see my shorts that I put up on here or on TikTok, I've been trying to get my Haid Sal do like 800 odd stitches. I think I spoke about this last week as well. I'm doing 800 odd stitches on it a day, and so that takes up quite a chunk of the day. And then on top of that, you know, as I say, the kids are on holiday and we're trying to get other stuff done. So it's not been the most productive week, but I do have some things to show you. So I'll start off the thing on top of the pile, sewing, hot pad. I still haven't finished sewing it all yet. I've sewn, because I've sewn this half down and then I'm having to hand stitch the rest of it. So I've done about half the hand stitching. And this is a hot pad that I've made for my boyfriend because he loves capybaras. It's not that interesting, it's a circle hot pad. So that's the sewing. And knitting is also equally as exciting. Wait a minute, no, actually I finished a sock. Oh, where's my sock blocker? I don't know where my sock blocker is, but I finished one of my socks. So these are the Most Ardently socks by Kelly Menzies. And here we go. Nice picture of the pattern there. And they are a lovely little lace pattern. I've done mine as shorties. You get to see them on my hand because I can't find my sock blocker now. So there we go, that's the lace on them. And I've just done them with a little pink contrast heel. Now, the reason I've done the contrast heel, because I don't normally do that, is, I was going to do like the pink contrast cuff, but I've used Drops Fable for this, which is a woolen nylon blend. It's this one. I can't remember the colour for it, I don't have the ball band, but it's this like light pink colour. And because this is woolen nylon blend, it's a bit sturdier. The brown is, I'm pretty sure it's a Yarnworks. You can't really see it on there, but it's, I don't even know if you will see it on there, kind of. It's tonal, a tonal brown. I'm pretty sure it's a Yarnworks, but I don't know, I don't have the ticket for it anymore. I had got this and wound up to do another project for somebody, and then we decided to change the colour scheme. So I used a bit of this in another pair of socks, and now I thought I'll use the rest for making these little shorties. Try getting back in my bag. The needles I've used are these ones, the unicorns. I think they're Addies. I use 2.5mm for mine. Although I'm thinking I'm going to have to, next time I buy needles, I might buy 2.25, because my knitting feels quite loose sometimes. See, like on the heel there, it looks like it's getting a little bit loose. I've just done these exactly to the pattern, except I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel instead of the German short row heel. If you buy this pattern, you get a toe up and a cuff down in the same pattern. I just prefer doing toe up socks. So yeah, I have one Most Ardently sock finished. It's part of the cow. Did I say that? It's for Kelly's cow that she's doing, the Cozy Toes cow. Every 2 months she puts a pair of her socks on half price. So you'll still be able to get them for the rest of this month at half price. If you go over to her YouTube, there's a code, and you get the pattern for half price, and then you just make them, and then if you look on her Instagram, there'll be a pinned post about it, about how you enter. You basically just like put your picture on Instagram and you tag her, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't know, check out her Instagram and it'll be on there. I'll link her down below. I'll link her YouTube. So if you go to her YouTube and find the video about it, and then all of her information will be on her YouTube as well. So that's as close to a finish as I've got, is I've got one sock. I've not cast the second one on yet. I've literally just finished that one today. But I want to try and get it done hopefully this week. I mean, they're short socks, and it's a pretty simple lace pattern. So I might be able to get it done this week. We shall see. We shall see. So the socks are quite good because they're like small, and it's okay to knit socks while it's warm because it's not too hot. So I'm trying to like rush through this a little bit. I'm sorry. What else have we got in here? Oh, I'm doing a test crochet for somebody. And this was on our Instagram. Have I got the... Yes. So the yarn I'm using is this one. Ooh. It's Everyday Wool Blend DK. It is 100 grams, 280 meters, 306 yards. It is 25% organic wool and 75% acrylic. There we go. It's a DK. It is, I don't know if the colour's going to show it. Oh yeah, it's not too bad actually. It's very pale pink. And I am doing a test crochet for somebody. It's Crochet by May, I think our Instagram is. And it's one of these, you do the 2 panels like this. Ooh. Right, so do the 2 panels like this, and then seam it, and then there'll be like a thing on the bottom. But it's quite a nice little pattern. It's working up really well. The actual pattern itself was fine. There were a couple of little bits that I had picked up and sent. Mostly it's things like not having metric. This is why I like to test for US designers, because a lot of US designers forget that they're the only people in the world that use imperial. So a little reminder to put metric on things as well for the rest of the world. Sometimes is needed. But when this pattern comes out, I think she's due to have it out next month. I think she's looking for a pretty quick turnaround in this. So I want to work on this a lot this week and try and get this finished, because it's a test for somebody. But the premise of the pattern is you can use whatever yarn and whatever hook size you like. And I just happen to want to use this, and I am using a 4.5mm Clover Amour. And yeah, this didn't take me very long to do, even though it's quite a long strip. But because it's like the front and back, and it's just like chain stitches and single crochets and double crochets, and that's it. As long as you can do those. And I think the waistband is a half double crochet back loop rib, I think. But yeah, I'll let you know how I get on with it, and I'll let you see it when it's done. I'll model it for you. The yarn is really nice. I've never used this yarn before. It's like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's quite round. You know how sometimes you get like the yarn sort of, the strands are quite straight. This isn't like that. It's difficult to explain. It's just like, it's more round than a normal yarn of this type, I suppose. But it feels nice. It feels soft. It doesn't really feel like it's got wool in it, which is nice, because sometimes you get wool blends that are a little bit scratchy. But because that one's going to be, it's a lace top, so I'm always going to be wearing something underneath it. But when it's probably going to be like a vest top or something, so it will be against my skin as well. So I don't want to use anything that was going to be scratchy on it. But yeah, that's going to be my main focus for the week, I think. That and my hairstyle. Which I think I will show you that just now, because that is coming on really nice. I'm going to pop it out the hoop. Look how cool that is. I'll get the picture up and show you what it will look like. I mean, if you've been here before, you've seen this several times. You're probably sick of looking at it by now. It's this one. See, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is for their year-long stitch-along. I'm working this top section here. And yeah, I'm doing the first 6 pages, because if I do the first 6 pages, I will get all the rest of the patterns that are in the style. All the patterns are style exclusive. A style is a stitch-along, for anybody who doesn't know. The patterns are style exclusive, so yeah, I want to be able to get them with some really, really nice charts. And now that I've seen them stitched up as well, there's hardly anybody picked this one. I feel like I might be the only person doing this one. But that is as wide as it's going to go. Oh no, wrong side. And this here is the bottom. And I've just been doing it colour completing, because I can. And it's going really well. At the minute I'm doing a minimum of, I think it's like 840 stitches a day or something. I had got it down to less than 800 stitches a day. I track it on an app. However, I didn't really do much stitching over the weekend because it was a boyfriend weekend, so that's not really very conducive to sitting there for hours stitching, because I only get to see him every 2 weeks, and I should probably not spend that time stitching. He wouldn't mind. He would just be like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. He wouldn't care. But I did not do much stitching at the weekend, and well, I didn't do any stitching at the weekend really. Talking of doing no stitching. Oh dear. So, you may know, if you have been here previously, that I spin a wheel every week for my stitching. Let me find this one. because I'm not being very well prepared, and I did in fact not. No, I did not. I did not get the pattern up. Right, Dracula's Confession by Lindy Stitches. Oh. It's this. This is what I spun last week, and it's a lovely pattern. I really like it. I've not done very much on it. I've done barely anything on it this week, in fact. So last week I'd had the back done, and I had, I think, the eye done. So all I've done is written love, a little bit of a letter here, and I might not have even done the that might be in there already. And barely anything. Mostly because I went to work on the bat. Oh, this is like the upside down bat. Yeah. Went to work on it, and I've miscounted somewhere, and I'm going to have to rip the whole lot out. So I had a little bit of a falling out with this. But also, I've just not really felt like stitching on it. I'm supposed to be doing 30 minutes a day, and normally I would do those 30 minutes in the morning. I like to get my stitching done in the morning, because I've started getting up very early and then having an afternoon nap. I think I spoke about this before. And that's been working really, really well for me. So I like to do my stitching in the morning when I get up. I just put my audiobook in, stitch away. And it's just a nice, relaxing way to wake up in the morning. But I've just not been feeling it. Normally I would do my 30 minutes on whatever I'm stitching, and then I would do my head style. And I've just not been doing that. Just the thought of doing it, I'm just like, oh, it's just not exciting me. And I don't know why, because I love the pattern. I don't know. Right, let's see what we're going to be doing this week. My bee. Okay, the bee is, I'm not going to go and get it. It is a printed cross stitch. And it's probably about 3/4 done. I'm far more likely to stitch on that this week though, because it's on, I think it's on like, it's either an 11 count or a 14 count. I say it's a printed cross stitch, so I don't even need to count or think about it or anything. So hopefully I'll get some decent progress on that this week. It'll be much, much easier one to stitch on anyway. Just having a look to see what I've got in here. My vest, I've only done a couple of rows on. Not got very far on that. Fluffing my mouth. And I think that's it. I think that's everything. I've done a little bit on this sock, but I'm talking like maybe a couple of rows. Been playing a lot of World of Warcraft this week because the new patch, oh sorry, I've got hair on my myself. The new patch was last week, and I'm going to be playing a lot of World of Warcraft this week as well, because what happens is there's different levels of content, and in the first week of the patch you get like your base level of content, and then the next week all the big things open, all the big group content things open. So that's what's happening tomorrow, because Warcraft week runs Wednesday to Tuesday in EU. It runs Tuesday to Monday in the US. But here, Wednesday is reset day. So it's going to be the first week of being able to get lots and lots of things done. So I'm going to be playing quite a bit of Warcraft this week. And yeah, I don't know how much I'm actually going to get done, because I'm going to be doing my head every day. I want to get this finished. I want to get my sock done. Stitching on my bee. Working. Oh my god, I've got so much things that I want to get done. So much things. Good English, Samantha. So many things that I would like to get done this week. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm actually going to get done. It depends how hot it is as well. Because saying that though, I did Alfie's blanket during a heat wave, so I'll be fine. But what else have I done this week? I have notes. Right. Mostly played a lot of Warcraft. I've been listening to, I'm almost finished with A Court of Silver Flames. And I've actually been really enjoying that. And the one before it, that's Frost and Starlight, I think it was, that was rubbish. But you have to read that one and listen to that one in order for the next one to make sense. Thankfully, it was short. But Silver Flames is really good. I've been listening to that while I've been stitching. And I'm really, really enjoying that one. But I think that's the last one for the moment, and the new one's coming out at some point. And then, so I'm going to have to find something else to listen to in between. I have plenty of choices. I've got an absolute ton of books on my Audible that I've just not had time to listen to yet. I think I might possibly go for a non-fiction next as well. I need to get my brain back into academic mode as well, because I'm starting uni again in October. Try and get my final year done. I said my final year, it's going to be over 2 years, but you know, I've got 2 more modules to do, and that's starting in October, so I need to get my brain back into academic mode. But let's see, other than that, I'm going to try and get rid of all my physical books, apart from ones that actually mean something to me. Because I've got a load of books here, but I still have like 2 bookcases, like full-size bookcases at my ex's house. And like, he's fine storing stuff for me just now, but at some point he's going to want that space back. So I think what I'm going to do is, as I read books, I'm just going to put them on Vinted, because it's not very often that I will reread a novel. I have some that I've kept for years and I will continue to keep them, but if it's just because I buy all my books secondhand, and if it's just one that I've seen and gone, oh, that looks interesting, and picked it up, I'll just read it, and then I'll put it on Vinted or something and use that to try and get through some things. So one of the books that I picked up, I've taken upstairs so that I can read it when I go for my afternoon nap. So just like lie in bed, read a chapter or 2, and it's called Vampirates. And I'm pretty sure it's like a kid's book, or at least a teen's book. It's very easy reading, but it's just what I need when it's a little bit silly at the minute, but it's just the sort of thing that I need when I'm drifting off to sleep, nothing too brainy. Because I'm finding I have a Kindle, but yeah, I don't really use my Kindle. I don't know, it annoys me because it's an older one and you have to like click the button to turn the pages, and it just irritates me for some reason. I don't find it very restful reading like that. Or I have my Kindle app on my phone, but because it's on my phone, I tend to try and look at other things as well, or I'll see notifications coming up and stuff like that. And yeah, so I thought I'll try this with the physical books, and then that way I can read them as well. Because normally physical books I tend to not read because I can't do anything else while I'm reading them. I like to be able to, oh, that's another thing as well. I don't know if I could find it. I bought yarn. I know I'm not supposed to be, but I bought yarn because I want to make a jumper. Let me see if I could find it. So I'm like all over the place at the minute. Oh, that's it there. Right. See the fox one? Except I'm making mine in pink. Let me grab the yarn. They had a sale on at the warehouse. I had to... right. The apron that I'm making for my boyfriend, I ran out of the thread for it because I'm doing embroidery on it. So I had to order some more embroidery thread. While I was on Wool Warehouse, obviously I can't just order embroidery thread, and they had a sale on. And then I had seen that jumper, and I thought, I want to make that. So I'm going to make it in this colour, which is shade 3376. And I've never used this before, Yarn Smith Merino DK. I've used the merino sock a few times and it's really nice. But, you know, I've heard good things about this. and it's machine washable. So I've got a bunch of them. So I've got the pink for the main colour, and then I've got 3063, which is like this creamy colour, but it's got a slight, you know how cream sort of leans a certain way? This leans slightly pinky, I think. So I've got that one, because I didn't want to get a stark white for it, because I don't think that would look good. And then I've got this one, which is 3074. There we go. And yeah, I think these should be a good enough contrast. So you'll be able to see the fox motif. And that's going to be my reading while I'm knitting project, because as far as I'm aware, I've not actually looked at the pattern yet, but it should be just knitted flat in pieces and then seamed up, which I know a lot of people don't like doing, but it actually gives you a sturdier garment, especially if you're using like a DK or higher. I also picked up 2 of these. This is colour 924. I think it's called Confetti or something. I don't know. But I got 2 of those, Drops Fable. And Drops Fable long print. This one is 655. Look at the colour in that. It's so pretty. So these are going to be for socks. And I think that was everything. Yeah, and then I've just got my threads in there. So that's going to be a future project, because obviously we're mid heat wave and I do not need a jumper. But as soon as I clear some stuff off, that's going to be my sit-in reading. And that I'll use either my tablet or my Kindle or something while I'm knitting on that one. The Kindle's fine for reading on. It's just when I'm trying to read in order to make myself sleepy, it's not great. It annoys me. That was a massive tangent. I don't even know where I got up to. Yeah, the only other thing I've got written down on here is that I watched The Mayfair Witches, which is on BBC iPlayer. BBC iPlayer's got a lot of really good stuff on it. You can go on there and it's free. It's not like a subscription service, and there is a ton of stuff on there. It's all BBC stuff, obviously, but they make really, really good stuff. They make good documentaries, they make good fictional things, they make good kids stuff. We used to go in there a lot for kids stuff when the kids were younger. Now if it's not a computer game, they're not interested. It's so much fun. That being said though, we did watch Sonic 3. I got them to sit and watch an entire movie with me. We watched Sonic 3 and it was quite good. I did enjoy it. But Mayfair Witches is Anne Rice, who wrote Interview with a Vampire and Queen of the Damned and things like that. So she's like really well known for, completely random facts here, right? So Anne Rice is very well known for writing her vampire series. She's also written the Mayfair Witches series, which is like set in the same universe but is a separate. There's like the occasional character crossover in some of the books, but they're separate entities, but it's in the same universe. Does that make sense? But she also, under a different pen name, writes adult books, which I've never read any of them, so I don't know what they're like, but I just thought that was a little bit funny that she writes about witches and vampires and adult things. And she did this before book talk existed and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's, oh wait, no, I have read one of her books. It's a Sleeping Beauty one. It's not like the Sleeping Beauty that I grew up with though, but it was quite good. Pretty intense kind of stuff, but it was good. So yeah, watch Mayfair Witches. That was quite enjoyable. I did quite like that. And now I'm just looking for something else to watch. I'm at a point where I've got so much other stuff going on. I want to watch things, but I need to find something that's not going to use too much brain because I don't have that much left right now. Oh, I can't wait for the kids to go back to school. I love having the kids home. I love them being here, but I don't get a break. They go to their dads. They went to their dads the first week of the holidays, and they were gone for like 6 days. And then after that, he only has them every 2 weeks. So he picks them up on the Friday night and then drops them off on the Sunday afternoon. So I don't get a lot of time to myself. I think this is why the getting up at 4 in the morning is working really well for me though. Right, I think, have we covered everything? Covered all my whips, didn't have any finishes, covered the plans for the week, which is mostly like adding 20 hours to a day so that I can do all the craft things I want to do, as well as spend time with the kids, as well as play Warcraft. I'm nothing if not optimistic. And I think that's everything. I do believe that is everything. I will be back next week, hopefully less waffly, and at a more reasonable time. Aye. And it's difficult trying to find time when the kids are not going to wander in, because I'll try and get a more reasonable time next week though. Right, hope everybody has a lovely week. Make sure you stay hydrated in the heat wave, because I'm pretty sure the heat wave is everywhere right now. But make sure you stay hydrated, even if you're not in a heat wave. Hydration is important. I'll see you next week. Bye.